Hi, everyone. Welcome back. So, I am really wanting to talk about American Skin. So, I really, 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 really loved American Skin, but I loved Birth of a Nation. And Birth of a Nation was done by Nate Parker. This was a Nate Parker film. And at the time, Nate Parker was really dragged through the mud because of an incident that took place in 1999. And so his career has, because he refused to apologize about this incident, that movie that was really well done tanked. And because there were a few boycotts that were called, and American Skin came out, supposedly was done in 2019, and many people gave it a 1 star and really tried to kill this film. And so Spike Lee production company put it out, and it is such a great film, and it does lend to some really complicated questions about, clearly he was in the military, and he had a lot of family members who were in the military, friends who were in the military, who made the decision to um, kind of have justice for his son. And then you have to pause and think about, like, when you teach your children about their rights, about for them to be stand up for themselves and all of these other issues, um, you also have to pause and be like, I need for you to come home. So come home, and then we'll fight tomorrow. Essentially, that's the message that we send out. And that's a really frustrating message, and it's really frustrating. It's frustrating as parents. And I mean, it lends us into these kind of questions of The Hate You Give, which is a really good book. And it's a movie that I took my kids to see. And my daughter turns and was like, so do people hate black people? And I was like, oh, I don't want to have this conversation. But I should have known, because this is what the movie's about. And it didn't register to her. She was just like, okay. And then she kind of moved on and went back to playing. Um, but it's a lot of these kind of questions that we have to keep asking ourselves. And American Skin turns all of that upside down with um, why is it, how do how do people have these implicit bias? How do they derive? How do they kind of explore? What I love the most is when the two Mexicans were speaking, they spoke completely in Spanish, no subtitles. And I like the fact that there were no subtitles, because it wasn't a conversation for people outside of the culture. We were having in culture conversations, out cultural conversations, and it became this really interesting idea. And I appreciated it. I liked it a lot. And I thought it was really a powerful moment. I highly think that the movie is definitely watchable. I am, I know that I am completely late, but I did watch Don't Let Go, and that came out, I think, last year, the year before, and it's finally on HBO Max. I really, really like that movie. It came out the year before, it came out in 2019. And I really, really like that movie. I planned on seeing it in theaters, but it came and went. And even though, yeah, the ending is predictable, but I thought that there was enough creativity there that it did leave me at the edge of my seat. And I thought that it was very, very tastefully done. So I highly, definitely recommend it. And the actors are really, really good. Now, I've been teasing you guys about John Brown. I said, I'm going to do a John Brown video. I'm going to do a John Brown video. It's not that I have forgotten, it's just that I'm still studying and still reading. And I have finished a couple more texts, and I'm actually planning on typing it out. I've already typed out most of what I wanted to say. I'm going to type out more of what I was going to say, and so I can transcribe the video because I want to use it in not just this platform but also in my other platforms, because I really want, I think what disheartens me the most, number one, is how much he's been erased from history. And I find it really fascinating that I probably did come across his name because he was referenced a lot in poetry and in music. Malcolm X referenced him a lot. Um, and and so I thought that Conti Cullen, which is a poet, Langston Hughes wrote a poem. And interestingly enough, uh, John Brown, one of the people who fought with John Brown, actually was married to Langston Hughes' grandmother. Actually, two of them. And one of them carries Langston's name. And so I just thought it was just so fascinating of all of the ties that John Brown really had. Like, he had a very significant, huge significance on our culture and